Hello, everybody. Today, I want to talk with you today about the thought of the week, which says it is better to raise healthy children than to fix injured adults. Do you get your children adjusted? Now, you almost can't argue that point, right? It is better to raise a healthy child than to fix an injured adult. Now, being a chiropractor, naturally, I'm going to agree with that, right? But let me tell you why it's a great idea to get your children adjusted. Number one, often the very first subluxation starts at birth. Whether it is a natural birth or it's a cesarean section, there's a lot of pulling that is involved in order to get that child out of the birthing canal and out of mom. And so that is, a cervical spine on a baby can stretch up to 2 inches, which naturally is going to cause subluxation in that baby's neck. The average amount of pressure when a baby is born is 75 pounds per square inch, which is the equivalent of carrying the baby around by the head, which no one would ever do. But yet, in order to get the baby out, it's necessary. Now, it becomes even more necessary if there was any type of intervention that was in the birth, such as a vacuum or forceps, or if there was any complication. The baby can really be subluxated. Now, through that stretching and the subluxation being caused in the neck, it can put pressure on the tubes in the ear and eventually lead to ear infections, which is a very, very common thing for many newborns. And when you go to see a medical doctor, the thing they give you the most is an antibiotic, which does nothing for a viral infection, but they often give it to the parents to appease the parents because the child is so inconsolable. Now, moving past birthing, one of the other reasons most common that kids come to see a chiropractor is colic. Yelling and screaming is the only way a baby has to communicate. And if there's pressure on their nervous system or something bothering them, then it often gets chalked up to colic. But getting adjusted undoes these things. Moving past that, when a child is learning to walk, the average amount of time that a child falls learning to walk, 3,000 times we fall trying to learn to walk, which is going to put subluxation in that tailbone. When we check babies, the most important parts are the tops and the bottom of their neck. The part that protects the brainstem and is closest to the brain, the part at the bottom, which controls a lot of their digestive organs and lots of things. Other reasons that you want to get your child checked: quality of sleep. When your child doesn't sleep, how well do you sleep? Not well, most likely, right? Other reasons, their breathing. It helps improve breathing. It helps improve behavioral issues. They're constantly growing, right? And so a child grows best when they're in alignment. You get, just like your car drives best when it's in alignment. You get your car out of alignment and you drive it and it might do okay, but what happens if you keep it there for another 3 months, another year? You keep driving it, accelerates the wear of the parts, and it just leads to a bigger and bigger problem the later that you wait to take care of it. Now, here in the office, we try to make it very easy for children to be checked, especially if they have a parent under care. So the first year of life is very critical for setting the health of a child for the rest of their life. And so if you are a current patient here and you've just had a baby or you have a child that's under a year of age, we make it very affordable for you to bring the child in to get them adjusted with you, where we do $15 a month for the first year of life. And then after that, and now if your child is outside of that and you are a client, we give a second family member discount. We also, because children, depending on their age, don't need a lot of rehab, we can find different ways to make it affordable for you to get your child here. But, truth be told, all the healthy kids do it. So why wouldn't you want your kid to be a part of the club, right? Personally, I'll tell you, my first child, we were late to the party. He didn't get his first adjustment until he was 8 months old. And we saw how well he responded to it. And he's been adjusted since he was 8 months old. Now, my middle son, or my middle child, Braylon, he's been adjusted since he was 2 days old. And my daughter, she's been adjusted since she was 1 week old. And that was because she was born early. She was in the NICU, and she had a lot of things hooked up to her, and she didn't have any regression. So I waited until they released her and we got her home, just because I didn't want to disturb any of the equipment that we had hooked up to her or anything. But had she had a regression, I would have for sure adjusted her right then and there in the hospital. But like I said, all the healthy kids do it. All the doctors in the office get their children adjusted. All of the CAs that have children get their children adjusted. And so, like I said, you do it just because that's what the healthy people do, right? As you know, getting adjusted always improves your immune system for up to 2 days after an adjustment. So, don't leave your kids at home to come in later with the same problems that you came in with now. So with that being said, guys, have a great day. Take care. God bless.